Alrighty guys, so third attempt at making a Photoshop CS6 video. I just went and watched a video on this guy's top 5 favorite features, and it turns out that some of the stuff he was using was the stuff that I was sort of very crudely trying to demonstrate in these videos. So I'll just do it again and try and do it quickly. Okay, so I've been using this horse picture, which hasn't worked great, so I'm going to open a tree picture as well. What I will show you with the horse picture, maybe a couple of things. Anyway, we'll just play it by ear. So there's this new content aware move tool to CS6, and what you can do is just select. It's probably either going to be a person or an animal, and that's what, if you watch any videos like this, you'll probably find people will use a person to demonstrate with. So what you can do is move the horse like that. What I also found out from this video I was watching, and yes, I'm totally just stealing this guy's, ideas, is you can drag it into other images, I think. Yes, like that. That didn't really work though. That guy had a really good selection now that I think about it. So never mind that. But yeah, you can do that if you want to. But yeah, you'd probably need to have a better selection. Okay, so the other thing you can do is this new oil painting thing, and it's very pretty, and I think it is new because this guy was using it in his video. You can do all sorts of cool stuff, and these kind of filters that have been in Photoshop in the past, if you've ever used it, haven't been that great. They haven't been sort of, you wouldn't want to use them for doing something, cool and artistic and pretty, and something that your friends would say, oh, how did you do that? But this oil painting thing's a pretty cool new feature. So yeah, I've totally made a mess of this, but you can do some cool things. I had some really cool like brush strokes before going on around here, and I don't know what happened to them, but it's likely that your image won't look like this the first time you open up Photoshop CS6. Okay, so I guess turning the shine up will reveal some brush strokes. It didn't look like that before, and that looks terrible. So we'll get rid of the shine again. But yeah, so as you can see now, it's kind of got this kind of soft, painted, funny, whimsical look. So we'll go with that, and that looks kind of cool. And you'll also notice it's fairly quick now. Actually, I'll show you that as well. I think Adobe did this thing where like it preloads or something, so you can do liquify and it does it sort of live, and it doesn't have to do that thing where you've got a loading icon and you're sitting there for 30 seconds waiting for something to work. I think that's a new feature. It might not be, but anyway, nice and quick, and that's all good. So we'll cancel that. Okay, the next thing, and I think I'll demonstrate this on this tree, and yes, freephoto.com. Doesn't matter. And I'm not using super high quality images for this. On Google, I searched for horse and did large images, and this came up, but it's only like 1024 by 768. And I imagine that that move tool will probably work better if you use a high quality image. I was going to do something with the tree, but I've just remembered there's this new patch tool thing. So what I'm going to do first is move the horse similarly to how I did before. And if you watch like graphic designers and their videos, they talk about cloning, and I think like basically what you do with cloning is take one area and move it to another to just sort of smoothen out the image. So as you can see, this looks pretty crude here. What I'm going to try to do is use this patch tool and do some kind of clever cloning. Not sure how well it's going to work though. Okay, not that well, because I'm kind of clueless, and like I said, it's not a really high quality image. Okay, that worked alright. So what you do is you can kind of make a selection like so. So that's the area you want to fix up, and then you select what you sort of want it to look like. Okay, that one didn't work so well. But anyway, you get the idea. It works well, it's just not a very good image. So we're going to leave that, and now we're going to do what I was going to show you before. There are new blur features in CS6. You've got the field blur, the iris blur, and the tilt shift. Field blur, I'm pretty clueless about. From what I've seen, well, I don't know if that was a testy pop or not. Anyway, from what I've seen, it just blurs the whole thing. It's cool for doing a background like this guy in the video I was watching did. So yeah, that just blurs it. Or, I don't know. But we're just going to say it just blurs it. So we'll have a look at iris blur now. If you've ever used Instagram, this is probably kind of familiar to you. you can select a region, and then, it blurs outside that, and yeah. So, yeah, I'm not really that familiar with this either, but I watched this guy's video, and you can kind of change the shape like that. I don't know what this does. Okay, so you could do something like that. Okay, we'll just have a play around with this, and okay, let's go with that. Now, I'm not sure if that will revert back to what it did before if I... Oh, yeah, okay, so it kind of will. So we'll just leave that, turn it off, have a look at tilt shift. So tilt shift is, you can get like a lens on, like a pro, like Canon camera. You can get a lens that will do tilt shift, and what I know it's good for is like miniaturizing. So you could have like a big city, have a picture from like up on a building of some people, some cars on a road, and you could make it look like a little mini set. You can use tilt shift for that. I'm not really very familiar with tilt shift in CS6 yet. I don't know what these tools here do, but I'm sure, it does a good job. Also, it'll sort of blur a little bit when you make an adjustment. If you can kind of see with the branches here, everything just blurs a little bit while you're adjusting. No big deal. It's just something I noticed. Okay, so you can adjust the amount of blur with this little sort of scrolly wheel here, and you can also adjust it there. What does distortion do? Okay, I don't really know what this does. But anyway, so that's tilt shift. Not super familiar with it, but the iris blur thing's pretty cool, especially after watching that video just then. Okay, so we might use that. There's this bokeh thing, and if you've ever watched Digital Rev, they do photography, and they have this thing about bokeh, which is where like a subject is really detailed and whatever is behind it is really blurred. So you can mess around with this. I don't really know if it's gonna... Actually, that did have an effect down the bottom here. So, actually, yeah, we'll use that. Okay, so we'll just... You know what? Who cares if it looks bad? That's the bokeh thing. You'd have to get the trial and play around with that for yourself. Okay, and actually, the beauty of all this is that I've kind of... Well, I haven't gotten rid of the text, but you can't really read it or see it very much now. That's just some sort of white. Some of the tree's blurred, but I'm not really going to worry too much about that. Apparently, Adobe have made the crop tool a lot better, and I think you can actually... Ooh, okay. You can crop shapes. Well, you can crop into sort of different funny shapes. I don't know how you do that, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing at the moment. Oh, what did that do? Okay, so we might just kind of... Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so now I've got a white space there, and yeah. So I don't know how the new crop tool works. Anyway, we're going to use that, take it over into this other thing I sort of started. Oh, and that's too big. So I'm going to scale it down. Okay, hopefully I haven't taken ages with this, but anyway. If I have, I have. Okay, so my idea before was kind of just to have like a really artsy-fartsy picture with cool shapes like that horse thing there. But anyway, we'll just leave it like this. So there's this new thing which I discovered before, which is the vertical type tool. You can see it there where I've typed hello, very creative of me. And yeah, there's my text layer, which leads me to the next thing. Now you can search for layers, which isn't really a problem for me because I'm not a professional graphic designer and I don't have files with, sort of 60 layers of stuff. But if you are that kind of person, you're probably not going to be watching this video, but we'll just mention it anyway because I want to sound clever. You can search for layers now, and you can search by kind, whatever that means, name, effect, mode, attribute, and color. Okay, I don't really know how that works, but anyway, there it is. Okay, you can also edit video in CS6 Photoshop now, I think. What we might try and do is just... Okay, I'm not sure if this is like piracy, but it's a sample video, so yeah. Okay, we'll just see what we can do here. there was a video about this as well, so you can, yeah. I don't really know how exactly this works, but anyway, there's a video editing option which, is good if you're more comfortable with Photoshop than After Effects, which is the case with me. So yeah, there's something else to look at if you get the trial. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Don't know if I'll end up using this video, but yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.